Hi, welcome to a random video. I was supposed to start with, but this is just a voice on the Gacha, and also why I fucking hate them, and why I don't play Zen Zero for that matter. There's quite a few different reasons. I feel this is important to make because I've played the game for a while, and it's all feel an obligation to make this because I feel like content creators are essentially betraying the communities around these games. Yeah, I'm going to give a voice some obvious and some not so obvious. And this goes for most games in general, actually, not just gachas. I think gachas are the worst offenders in this. And I've not seen this advice really given anywhere else. And for myself personally, it has, for the most part, stood the test of time and consistently done so. So, that's a bit of advice. Play other games. You might ask why this is an error, and this is off script by the way. Well, the entire thing's not scripted actually. There's no script. But the reason I say this is because of quality and quantity. One of the most common issues and points of dissatisfaction for players in games like this, or Honkai Star Rail for example, is there's not enough content. And the obvious solution really is to play another game. And it sounds dumb because you've invested possibly money into this and a lot of time like I have. But the problem is people take Hoyoverse games too seriously. You could put thousands of hours into it and still not be prepared. And that's down to elements of like RNG and just how crap the game is. Like for example, if you want to collect something, they've got a useful system for this now, it never used to be that simple. Let's say it's like mushrooms. It highlights them, but they're not locked, so kind of like, okay. You have to find them somehow. And to me that's just ridiculous. This is what I'm saying. If you play another game, you'll see the quality, and you won't feel these need to like find something to do in these games. But it's even better if you find a game that's not a live service. But if it is one, yeah, it has to be good. Like MMOs can be good sometimes. I play Final Fantasy 14, I know I'm not aware. But I also play D-Rock Galactic, which has been amazing. It's one of my favourite games of all time. And I started playing this during the Sumeru Desert update in Genshin Impact, and I couldn't take myself away from Deep Rock. It's literally so good. I was literally trying to play at any opportunity I get, so I was getting burnout from the exploration in this game. Yeah, obviously in Genshin, I mean. But in Deep Rock, I was still finding things to do just to enjoy myself. There's not even rain outside. But it showed me how good of a quality game that some of these games can be. And it's certainly something that puts Genshin to shame, to be honest, because it has so much more variety and customization and is far more generous. You know, you look at all the content you can do in Deep Rock Galactic, which mainly is to do with like grinding, like mining stuff, shooting hordes of enemies. You've got customization, you've got overclocks for gameplay, even customization for the weapons, upgrades and stuff. There's so many different ways you could play it, and there's also like subclasses technically speaking, which is nuts. And this is something I only discovered recently. And the game is so good. I've reached the 1,000 hour mark in under 3 years of playing it. That's like just over an hour a day playing it, and that goes to show its quality. Not to mention it's got a modding scene, which is generally good. There is a bit of controversy around it because of like the drama, just in general, I think. It's a good game, and it's one that I can recommend, and it will show you what a quality life service looks like and how you make one for that. So, because I feel like a lot of games or live services tend to miss the mark. The Galactic has made so many hits and very few misses, and that's huge. Right, so the next piece of advice is more to do with the gachas now. It's to roll every other cycle. What I mean by that is the patch. Each patch lasts 42 days. This one's got 19 days left, according to this. And yeah, what I mean is basically when there's a new character, you can either sleep on it or roll on it. But the thing you need to look out for is what these characters do and whether they different to others. So for example, Zealand came as a complete surprise to me in Genshin's case here. She offered something that nobody else had, which is resistance shred. Skill here. Yeah, that's something. She needs two patch elements and geo resistance shred based on those, and it's pretty damn strong. Honestly, it's so good that I've crowned her. She's like one of these exceptions I make when I roll on a character because I have Mualani before her, who's over here. Got her signature as well because she did pretty much broken damage. The stats and stuff. She's easily my second strongest character. But yeah, you tend to only need to roll on the character when you can really. But there is better advice for this, and I'll explain that later. So, just saving up your hero gems or whatever from basically skipping every other phase is generally a good idea because then you have enough for a good character, and even if they're not good in that patch, then you can still save up again, and it just adds up over time and you save so much. That's how I've been able to get both Holy Kingdom and Rika and Ditlali this patch. It's pretty nuts. That's because I skipped the last patch.
How many forging commissions do I still have to finish? Let's see.
It's also important not to get into FOMO. That's the last thing.
So many as I thought. I'll get to
The next piece of advice is not to roll on favourite characters. And you might think this is silly, but looking at the game's health, like in Genshin Impact and especially Honkai Star Rail, there's no such thing as the favourite character being better. All to do with numbers and all to do with what their kits do. And the best examples of this are characters like Dea in Genshin Impact here, or Yanqing in Honkai Star Rail. I can't remember where Dea is, she's probably at the back, there she is. She was introduced on a limited banner, but she ended up being shit. It's because of her kit. Basically she was a main DPS, but she wasn't doing enough damage numbers because her multipliers weren't any good. These are terrible. And she also has this weird bit in her kit where she provides with like a shield sort of thing. Not a shield, not resistance to damage. And it's just stupid. Like holy crap, it's so bad. This one. It's like they fucked up this character so badly that nobody wanted her. And she was already sort of the standing by her character there and then. Everybody knew that was happening because it was literally said in the live stream. And people were confused why. They fucked up her kit so bad, and yeah. Even though I love her as a character, she isn't pulling her weight, and compared to someone like Marika, who I ended up liking anyway, because she's a good character in the story, she's got an even better kit, and to me that's the reason I pulled for her, more so than her being my favourite character, because the advice of favourite character is only as good as the numbers they provide. as shitty as it sounds. And this is also because of power creep as well. Because not everyone's kit is necessarily good or bad. It's always to do with numbers, which is the annoying part about this. Whereas if you hate Marika, or you like her damage, then you have more than enough reason to fucking roll for her and ignore any other character. Because you're just that good at it, at what she does, and she's also easier to build as well, for that matter. But actually, not that character's been much easier to build. Thanks to free-to-play options as well, with like weapons. I haven't got a free-to-play weapon for thingy here. Dylan, I can't remember her name. She doesn't really have any other sword options, but she can utilise them, like put that on Pennant, for example. Obviously, you can put on characters that there's just a lot of options, and free-to-play wise, this is a good option. I forgot to level that up. I don't know. Not very mystical. Yeah. So don't roll on favourites. Don't do that. It's not good. And you'll just end up regretting it, as I did. Every time I did that. Checking I haven't got any treasure. No. The next piece of advice is when to do a banner pull. Also, I've got the signature weapons here, and it's kind of hard to decide when to do a weapon banner pull because these are literally scam banners. They're never worth it usually, but sometimes they provide something so good that you just can't ignore it. For Marika, there's literally a big stat increase, and this is why I got it essentially. And Scorching Brilliance here, one charge attack. Sometimes the stats are too good to give up, and sometimes you end up with happy accidents like this, where you get the other signature, and that's not bad. That's a pretty good catalyst, and in like recent events like now, we've got a new character called Lanyan who I'm planning to build when I get the character selected in the new event. But she's a good shielder and she's a catalyst, so she can utilise that. And generally the best time to pull the weapon banner is when there's two good 5 stars on it. Two good ones that you can benefit from. And it can be hard to decide sometimes, but usually this is quite reliable. But it has stood the test of time for me, and my best advice actually for weapon banners is only to get the weapons for DPS when it's a good increase. Because supports you don't usually have to worry about. In Honkai Star Rail's case, I did this for pretty much most of my DPS, and it's paid off pretty well. I've managed to complete all the endgame content since, and it's not a bad thing to do. You just need to make sure you have enough new characters and also try to strengthen your teams a bit. I'll say a bit, I mean like majorly, not a bit. You get characters that you do need, like, also I've got Marika here, in Genshin's case. But she sort of needs another to function with her. You can either have Zealand or Sit Lolly or both. And yeah, it makes sense to get a weapon for Marika if you have spare like Primo Gems or whatever. And then you just wait a few patches to pile them back up and get the next character. It's that simple. And the final bit of advice is an obvious one. Make sure you get the Blessing of Welkin and the Battle Pass. This is insanely good value for money. In general anyway. So you also get these, you also get materials. The books, it saves resin. Some more fragile resin for that matter. And you also get the intertwined fates. W pulls and stuff. It's generally not bad value, and even though it's sort of scummy because it's designed to sell you a solution, it's the only one you have, sadly. and that sucks. But the Blessing of Walking is great value for money because it also gives you this, which builds up over time as well. And also the daily gift, obviously, which is why you get it. 30 days of 90 Prima Gems is like 2,700 Prima Gems. Yeah, this is a. And that's good value. Like compared to like Crystal Top Up, where this is like closest to 2,700, is it? No, like this maybe. They take 2 of these without a bonus, or 2 with 1 with a bonus and 1 without, to get to that point, and that's over £20. But the Vulcan is £5, so yeah. Also, the prices are fucked up in the UK for some reason. And this isn't supposed to be 100, it's supposed to be 89. For some reason, I don't know what's wrong with that. Yeah. I think the most important advice and takeaway from this is play other games, because the biggest problem I see is that there's a tunnel vision problem in community and content creator spaces, where they tunnel in on these gacha games when the focus isn't actually on the gacha, it's a fucking story. And like the gameplay isn't even that good, honestly. I've played games with much better gameplay, hence Deep Rock Galactic, Final Fantasy 14, I'd argue there's better gameplay than this, so I've only played 3 classes on that. Which is nuts. It's like, you need to play other games to know why these games fall behind. I play Genshin and Honkai Star Rail for the story and exploration, well, most of the exploration anyway, and it isn't shit. Like, just look at Marika here. She's fucking amazing, and I do like parts of the gameplay. There's definitely parts of it that are fun, like the big numbers, like sometimes the animations and stuff. Some do get old after a while. There's generally a lot of good things about these games. They're just overshadowed by the fucking predatory nature of the monetization, the gacha. Just make it not fun. And I can't even give advice for when to get constellations because some of them are busted, like this one, but it's generally not worth it. Since there'll be power creeps and really only appeals to like males, which is just a bad aspect of the game as well, to be honest. Like, let's not fucking kid ourselves. Whales have ruined these games, for better and for worse. Because it literally creates unrealistic expectations, and in like the case of content creator spaces where they even get early access, it's generally impossible to match what they do. I've found that with Arlecchino recently, when building her, found that she was pretty weak in terms of damage. And even with her recognizing what's it called? Oh, there she is. I couldn't recognise her. She wasn't pulling her damage in terms of what others were doing. It's like,
Want me on your team?
okay, this is probably something to do with the content creators, because there's no way I'm unable to reach 100k damage. It's like the content creators' fault, essentially. And it's because they're so hyper-focused on these games that it just becomes like their only thing. And that's also sad in a sense, because there's plenty of better things you could do with your life. For example, I do music and artwork. I'll try to suck it. I'm doing it an hour per day and seeing where I go from there. Even getting into animation now. There's like so many better things you could do in your time rather than grind out these games, theory craft or whatever. Much as we need theory crafters to help with like meta, sometimes some people are not suited for it. Some group creators for that matter, because they don't understand what they're doing. But again, the quality of games is higher in other games, and yeah. Anyway, thanks for listening, whatever, watching. I think that's important about